Okay, today I'm going to review the Rival RFX Guerrero Sparring Gloves SF-H, which stands for Soft Foam Horsehair. I got these in 16 ounces. As you can see, they have a 16-ounce badge right here, which I think is pretty cool. When I weighed these today, they were about 15.94. That's pretty great. Now, when it comes to, and they're both at 15.94, so quality control is perfect. When it comes to the leather of these gloves, it says on the website that they're finest genuine leather. It doesn't really give you much more than that in terms of description. I would say that it's a very soft plush leather. It's definitely different. It has a different texture to it as well. It feels kind of soft, very soft, but a little bit of a friction to it. But yeah, it's extremely, extremely soft. It's one of those leathers that I don't think I've felt on a glove ever. So it's very unique in that way. The padding is a multi-layer padding system. The inner foam is this low density, along with the middle, which is supposed to be horsehair, which is horsehair, and also quilted horsehair. And the outer foam is supposed to be a low density polyurethane foam, and it's supposed to be laminated to the leather. I also think there's this type of foam here. I could kind of feel it as a harder foam. And I believe it feels kind of like an EVA foam that is really closer to where your hand is, that first layer. It's right above that first layer of that low density foam. It feels like a hard EVA foam. And I'll talk about more about why I think that's probably the reason why these gloves need to be broken in for a good amount of time, because of that foam. Specifically, you need to definitely break that in. In terms of where it's made in Pakistan. Most gloves nowadays are made in Pakistan, so it's not a big deal for me. I would say that the liner of the glove is a tricot liner, right? Nice, comfortable liner. There's nothing wrong to say about the liner. I would say that the foam, the first layer of foam, which is that soft, low density foam, mixed with this liner, makes the glove a little warm, and you would probably sweat in the glove. So it's good that they have air holes here, 4 air holes up top, and we have, I think, about 3 on the thumb. In terms of the wrist support, this wrist padding, this is a hard density kind of foam. I don't know what kind of foam specifically. It's very hard all the way around the entire surface of this foam. I would say, you know, it's not ultra thick at all, but it's extremely stiff. So it really does secure your wrist. I would say that very, very well. The angled track system here is a 15-degree angle track system. It works. It works. It allows it to essentially, you know, grasp onto the right side, a good part of your wrist, to make this more secure, especially when you wrap your hands, or when you wrapping the glove around. So I think that's a really good, innovative thing that Rival does. That's the thing about Rival. Rival always comes out with something cool and new, and there's a lot of companies out there that end up trying to copy what they do, because essentially they just do such a good job at it, you know. In terms of that, one of my favorite things about this glove, the favorite thing, is this grip bar. That's the one I want to talk about the most. It's very thick, big grip bar. I appreciate that, especially when you put your hands in there. It just feels like, you know, you could really make a nice hard fist. And I think that's the most important thing in terms of when you're wearing gloves, especially for sparring and stuff like that. You kind of want to have that feel that you're really holding on to something, you know. But yeah, in terms of the hand compartment, I would say you're not going to find a glove that's probably more comfortable than this, because of that soft inner foam and because of this tricot liner. Like I said, you're probably going to sweat in this glove, but there is a plus to it. And the fact is, it's going to be extremely comfortable. And that's, you know, drawback might be sweat, but there's definitely a plus in terms of comfortability. When it comes to the padding, I say it's like a medium. And I've been using these gloves for a while, and I still feel like I haven't fully broken them in because of that layer of EVA foam that I was talking about that I think is inside the glove. That's kind of right above the hand. And you will have to break that in order for you to start moving this glove. Originally, I couldn't do this. Now I can. So once you break in the glove, you'll feel that the glove will get a little softer, and this punch surface kind of gets a little more pop. It has, I say, a somewhat flat punch surface. It's a big punch surface here, a little rounded but somewhat flat, and you do land on the knuckles, which is Rival does a really good job making sure you do land on the knuckles. This padding seems like a lot, and that's why I believe this is probably the best sparring glove out there. And it's tough to say, it's hard to say that because so many great gloves, but in my opinion, it's the best sparring glove out there. I think in terms of pretty much how soft this is for your sparring partner, how comfortable it is, and the size profile. I also want to mention that they say it's a compact glove. I don't necessarily say that. I say that they look like it's compact, but it's not as compact as they say. They say it's like a fight glove. I see the shape of a fight glove, but ultimately I think this glove is kind of bigger. I'll compare it to a pair of Reyes. Reyes is known as a regular size glove, maybe a little compact. And the Reyes are smaller than this glove, in my opinion. And in terms of the side profile, they're smaller. In terms of just all around thickness, they're smaller. And size, they're smaller. So obviously this is going to be a latex glove, so they're not going to be as poofy as some of these horsehair gloves are. But if you're looking for a horsehair glove and want that horsehair feel, you're probably not going to get that here. You're probably going to get more of a nice multi-layer foam feel. The horsehair itself, I think, makes the glove look this way, this kind of poofy look, this plush look. But ultimately, if you're looking for a glove for about $250, $259, and you want it for sparring, I think this is probably the best glove out there. And if you want it for training, you can do that as well. But in sparring, this is definitely it. And I think this is probably the best sparring glove I own. Overall training glove, great. But it really gets highlighted as a sparring glove in my opinion. So I think it's worth the money. Don't know where the leather comes from. In terms of durability, you know, it is what it is. I'm not sure how long it was going to last because I don't know what the leather is. But I will tell you that these are worth it. It's tested by professional boxers. So in my opinion, pros know more than me. They know more than a lot of us. And I think that this is a really good product here. So I suggest people to buy it.